Have you ever had a time in your life when you were experiencing something that was overwhelming, and somebody that you loved just put their hand on your hand or perhaps on your knee, and that just brought comfort? And I've experienced that many times. It's been my wife. Maybe when I was younger, it would have been my mom, or maybe one of my brothers. Just say, hey, it's okay. We've all experienced that. And I find it to be interesting that in Psalms 139, we find this scripture that simply says just that. Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. And when I read that scripture, it just brought a smile to my heart, because I'm thinking, that's right. There's a gospel song that has the words that says, times are tough and life is rough. And many times it is. Many times are tough. And life often is rough. It knocks you around. And you deal with things. And sometimes it's things that in the picture of things, it just seems to be too big for us to be able to handle. Just too awesome to be able to deal with it. And then just think about that. You're going through that type of a struggle, and then God just comes and he just puts his hand on your hand or on your knee and just kind of pats it just a little bit, and you think, okay, it's all right. It's going to be all right. And see, I like to think that as I come behind this radio microphone every week or every day, that my words could bring comfort to somebody that's out there listening, because I know that this broadcast goes all over the world, and I know that somebody who's going to listen to this broadcast, they're dealing with something. They're dealing with something, or perhaps there's somebody and they listen to the news all the time. And they're hearing about what's going on in Washington, D.C. They're hearing about what's going on in New York City. They're hearing about what's going on in Moscow. They're hearing about what's going on in the Middle East. And you listen to all of that noise, and you just think, man, the world is doomed. We're all doomed. We're all going to die. We're all going to just perish. Well, that is very overwhelming at times. But just think about it. Your heart is all wrought up, and your blood pressure's up, and your heart's racing. And then God just reaches over, puts his hand on your hand, or maybe on your knee, just kind of pats it just a little bit, just to say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I believe it will be, because, well, he's a mighty, mighty God. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.